So, it's been a while since the standard character have been used by anybody, and today we're gonna go over what they're doing in 2.1 in CN, and what they're doing is they're starting to buff some of these standard characters, 6-star and 5-star and 4 stars as well, I believe. I'm not sure about the 4 stars, but we have a list on Pridwen, and we're going to go over all of the changes. I'm going to react live at all the changes. I'm going to talk about them, okay? Now, and there it is. We start with a bang, and there it is. Excess crit rate is converted into crit damage. So, rejoice, Lylia enjoyers, because we finally got the easiest buff possible for Lylia, which is crit rate converted into crit damage. We were asking for this, and it was almost common sense. Everybody was like, I mean, just make it so she converts excess crit rate, right? So basically, this is all she needs technically, but aerial maneuver will now also trigger a follow-up attack if critically hits, just like crosswind takeoff. That's what, I don't want to brag. I don't want to take any credits, because they probably gonna listen to CN way more. But I did say this. I did say it immediately. I said, like, why the fuck are we not getting a follow-up attack on the first attack, on the 1v1 attack, and we're only getting the follow-up on the fucking AoE? Now we can use Lylia and 37 more smoothly, because now 37 is gonna get 2 Eureka, right? Another babysit for 37. Here we go. In addition, when Lylia follow-up attack critically hit, she gains a layer of focus follow-up, which is, upon casting a small trick, all layer of focus follow-up are consumed, increasing the reality damage of the attack by 75% for every removed layer. Oh, okay. So small trick is the ult. Now you get the follow-up attack critically hit, she gains a layer of focus up. So basically what you want to do is, you want to crit every time, obviously, which you will. You will get this buff here, and then you expand the buff with the ult. Upon casting small trick, all layers of focus up are consumed. All layers of follow-up are consumed. So you can stack on layers. I don't know if there's a cap. And then you do the ult, and it's going to do 75% for every removed layer. I don't know how many layers you can get, but it sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty poggers, pretty strong, pretty giga chad. Basically everything Lylia she does, she follow up. Yeah, everything she does, she follow up, and every time she follows up, if you crit, which is always all the time, because otherwise this wouldn't make sense, you are getting the layer, and then you use the layer to do giga damage on the ult. Okay, Centurion. After using a basic incantation, Moxie -1. This attack then deals an additional 80% reality damage. If this is a one-target attack, the critical damage of the attack will also be increased by 25. After casting Reality Show Premiere, what is that? So let me open Centurion. That's the ult, okay. Or critically striking, Centurion gains 1 Moxie. Whenever you lose Moxie, all allies gain a layer of Focus Fortitude. Each layer of this increases critical rate and critical damage. All allies, does all allies include her as well? Question mark. Let me know if you know, or just leave a comment below if you know, okay? If you have anything to add, let me know in the comments. Whenever you lose Moxie, all allies gain a layer of Focus Fortitude. I don't know why it's called Fortitude, if it's giving us offensive stuff, but you are getting Moxie -1. That's crazy. This attack then deals additional 80% reality, which is pretty high. Okay, so if you do the kick, basically, this enables the kick only. Okay, critical damage of the attack is also increased. But if you crit, you gain 1 Moxie. So you're constantly gonna be battling the -1 and the +1. That's kind of like interesting. So crit Centurion. So what is going to happen here, I believe, I'm just theory crafting here, is that you can basically gain 1 Moxie even though you're supposed to gain 2. You're gaining 1 Moxie, so you're still getting... you're still gonna be able to get into the ult, but at the same time, you are for free, if you're critting, for free, gaining the Focus Fortitude, which is going to give you 30% critical rate and 30% critical damage. So if you can get Centurion to crit all the time, let me know if you guys like what's your Centurion crit? Like can Centurion get to like 30-ish% on her own without anything? I believe it's possible. So having like a 60+% Centurion should be possible, should be reasonable. You can also give her like some crit side tube to help a little bit. That way you will have a lot of perma stacks of fortitude basically, and you will still gain the Moxie for the ult and benefit from the 25% critical damage and 80% reality. So this is basically the kick strat that we were theorizing at the during release, but for real this time. So we're just basically, this is the kick strat. Regulus, Restless Hearts now also provides +1 AP. That's good. What the fuck? Is that gonna be visually, is that gonna appear visually? That's crazy. It's gonna like give us 1 AP. The cards are gonna like separate each other. After casting Sleepless Rave, grants 1 Moxie to adjacent allies. Okay, decent buff. I like the +1 AP. +1 AP is actually pretty crazy. When do you get, how often do you get Restless Hearts? Let's see. I am wondering if you can abuse that somehow. Regulus. Restless Heart is when you don't do anything, right? The caster has not acted in a round, enters Restless Heart status at the end of the round. So you could technically use her and not do anything, and you just have permanently +1 AP, right? or you can play it properly and when you do Sleepless Rave, you have 1 Moxie, right? That's kind of funny though. I would probably do this. Druvis. Now Druvis is a planned character a lot of people ignored because, you know, like all the other characters like Jessica came pretty quickly. Sotheby wanted to play with Jessica. So Druvis, unless people really like Druvis or wanted to do the Petrify, nobody used Druvis. So maybe now. Circle of Life, which, let's see, when is she getting the Circle of Life? Circle of Life gives damage heal +10, leech rate, damage dealt +1 per 100 of Druvis attack. Okay, finally, +50% penetration rate against target affected by Petrify. Now, I have to say something. They need to rework how do you get the Circle of Life, because it says that you only... wait, do you have it permanently up? You do, right? That's I3. All plant enter the status, triggers 1 time when you start, and then you're gonna have perma Circle of Life, I believe. So being perma, that is pretty good. Also, if you petrify, you do 50% penetration rate, which I believe it's basically saying 50% ignoring of the enemy defense, basically. No way, best viewers, that's crazy. It's permanent, but up, but can be dispelled. Okay. Wait, what is that? They buff the old characters? Not all of them, but yes, we're going through all the buffs that are available at the moment on CN. And for now, this character will appear and be able to be used buffed inside the current raids in CN. Not outside, only inside the raids. So I'm assuming they're using the raids as a mean to try these changes and see if people like them or if they need to tune it more. I don't know if there's still gonna be anything to do. You know why? Because Petrify, the only way for you to use Petrify is by using Druvis and doing the fucking ult or the debuff, right? So the debuff, it's a level 2 above, and the ult is the ult. What are you gonna play? Satsuki with her? Is Satsuki buffed? No. So, you know, it's a little bit of Yeah, okay, but still bad, right? Kind of niche character still. I would like to see more petrified. That would be cool. Eternity. At the start of the battle, gain Blood of Immortality. Okay, so I guess we're starting, like, we don't have to build it anymore. Is that what they're trying to say? Let me find Eternity. You're no longer required to stack 5 Blood of Longevity. So you start with Blood of Immortality, I3 basically, which makes you immediately go with damage bonus 25, damage heal 25, immune to stats down, cannot be dispelled. That's how it was. The new one is max HP plus 20%, damage dealt plus 25, the same as before. This is new. Damage heal, that's the same. After attacking, this is new. Lose 10% of current HP and deal additional Genesis damage of 50% of lost HP. Can crit. Okay, so Eternity went like, fuck you guys. I'm going to do Genesis damage as well. I don't care anymore. That's what she said. She said that. So what are we trying to do here? Are we trying to... So the objective for an Eternity main would be to max her HP as much as possible, and then use all of your cards to kill yourself as fast as possible so that you can deal Genesis damage. But 10% of your lost HP is not that big, because, like, let's say she has 10k HP and you have 5,000 missing HP. 10% of that is 500. So 500 Genesis damage is dog shit. So still bad, still mid. They should do something else. They should do this and then maybe add some more things, or maybe on the card or something. Okay, let's check Sotheby now. After using ultimate, 1 Moxie. Okay, free. At the beginning of each round, gain 2 layers of focus poison. Each round, does it mean on the enemy round as well? What the fuck? Gain 2 layers of focus poison, only for herself, applying additional stack of poison when attacking. When attacking, I mean, her only attack is the ult and that pops poison, so you don't want to do that, and then the poison card. So if you're doing the poison card, right? Sotheby. Let's see how many stacks the old one has. Inflicts poison stat 1 stack for 5 rounds, for multiple rounds, but not by 1 stack. It's just like multiple rounds. So that is pretty good actually. Wait, does it mean that you don't need... Okay, I'm gonna say something. If they change this into... They need to add the cure that doesn't do the cure. The cure needs to instantly heal. If she instantly heals with the cure, Sotheby is unironically usable as a healer and the best in slot as a healer for Jessica. Because then you can have the poison stacks that you need for Jessica, because Jessica, yes, needs poison, but not as many stacks as the ones applied by Tuesday. She needs just 3. Whenever it's your turn again, you can just apply the poison. It's going to be 2 stacks, 3 stacks. Now Jessica can go and attack without worrying. And now you are getting the most out of Jessica. And at the same time, you have 2 more slots to fill with 6 and Getian and make Jessica really good, right? So all they need to do is make it, assuming like this is how I said it, they just have to make her heal decent by not giving us the, oh, you gotta pre-heal, because if I have to pre-heal, it means that I'm not doing damage where I'm supposed to do damage, but instead I'm healing. So when I don't have to heal, it means that I don't, when I'm getting the heal, it's the turn after, okay? Voyager. Starlight Sonata inflicts an additional stack of confusion to all target. What's Starlight Sonata? Okay, that's the one of the, okay, that's the only attack one. Okay, because the other one is counter. Okay, so the attack one gives confusion, but it says to additional stack, and the stack of confusion comes from level 2 card onward, which is going to be kind of annoying to use. Galaxy on Strings, which is the ult, I believe. Yes. For every stack of confusion of the on the target, the crit rate and crit damage of this attack increases by 25. Excess crit rate is converted to crit. Why are they trying to make her as a... Why are they trying to make Voyager as a DPS? I don't need Voyager to do DPS. You know what I need? I need Voyager to bypass the enemy resistance to buff. That's what I need. I need her to silence people that are not supposed to be silenced, and do whatever the fuck she does, like silence and seal. I need to be able to do that bypassing the enemy, because the reason why nobody's using Voyager is not because she doesn't deal enough damage, it's because all the bosses are immune to every debuff, to crowd control. Not every debuff, they're immune to crowd control. I need Voyager to bypass the crowd control, so make it at least that after I do the ultimate, I go into goddess mode, and then I'm ignoring everything, and the boss can be stunned and shit like that. NewBabel, what the fuck? Upon entering combat, gain Fanged Partner. When allies are attacked, gains amount of focus unity layers for one for allies getting attacked, 2 for the caster getting attacked. Focus unity increase reality defense by 3% per stack. Okay, so you get tankier. She gets tankier. Okay. A new wave. Shield size increased by 100% of reality def. In addition, consume all stacks grants allies 3% damage dealt per consumed stack for 2 rounds. I don't know, still mid. Feels still mid, to be honest, because reality defense is not like your reality defense is not insane. Like how hard you can go with the reality. Like how big is the shield gonna be? It's not how big the shield is, it's how long it lasts. For most of the things. So mine is only R6 and it's I2 level 50. But it only has 500. Okay, so a 580 shield, that's nothing, right? So, and we are getting a whooping 3% damage dealt per consumed stack of 2 for 2 rounds of the focus unity that we are eating by doing the new wave. And we are getting the stacks when allies are attacked. So, and max 30% of reality. I don't know, this is still mid. Kaala Banua, ultimate perfection. I'm assuming the ultimate perfection they're talking about is just the ultimate, right? Now, benefits from incantation might increases. Upon entering combat, gain the maximum amount of full moon post. There you go, fixed. Upon entering combat, gain the maximum amount of full moon possible. Afterwards, gain 1 full moon every round. Okay, so okay. So okay, well, wait a minute though. This doesn't mean anything. The problem with this is you're gonna start with 3 or 4, okay? Let's say you're starting with 3 or 4. You need to reach 5 Moxie. Right? You need to reach 5 Moxie, which means that you're going to cast your cards, and your cards are going to give you the planets, and the planets are going to eventually replace the full moon. If you ever P1, you have 4 planets. So are they trying to incentivize merging cards or moving cards instead of multiple cards? To reduce the amount of full moon that you're losing before 5 Moxie? It's a minimum of 1 full moon at least. Yes, minimum 1 full moon. So what you could do is do some weird shit like this. This is unironically now a way of minimizing, I feel like. So now you have 4 Moxie, and you only lost 1 planet. If you have P1, you still have 3 full moon. So if you're using any other meme here, maybe like a character that gives you recon shit, you could technically have 2 or 3 full moon, which is basically, we can check how much it is. Since they didn't change this, it's going to be 36% damage up on the ult, which is not even that much, but it's still pretty good, right? You can also give anything, any buff to Kaala Banua that gives might. Incantation might is going to help. So decent buff, interesting way, kind of scuffed because it's a little counterintuitive. You feel like you want to, you don't want to use your cards because you start with full moon, but it's still possible. Also, you could do the opposite. You could do like, you use all of your cards, you get to the ult, and then you don't touch anything until for like 3 turns, and then you do the ult. You prepare all the cards, you do like all the debuffs, all the buffs, and then after everybody's cracked, now you cast your ults, because by every time a turn passes, you get a 1 full moon. So that full moon is going to eventually slowly replace all the wrong planets. So I am scared. Why does 6 have a buff? Oh, excuse me? How is 6 getting buffed? Collection of debuff. Oh, he has less. He has less buffs. Oh, wait, is this a nerf? Crit death, reality death, mental death, fracture. Fracture means when attacked, they take additional Genesis damage. Duty. What's duty again? Duty is debuff. Now applies a random set of 3 buffs from the collection of buffs instead of 2. Pog. Inside 3. Now inflicts a random set of 3 debuff from the collection of debuff instead of 2 before casting the revelation. Ooh, okay, so it's a slight microscopic nerf in my opinion. It's a microscopic nerf on the debuff because they didn't change how the damage buff behaves during the ult. So you will not be able to get the maximum amount, or do you? 6 increases up to 4 times. I mean, you no, actually no. They clutched it. You are missing though. You will now be missing blind and misaim. So blind and misaim is basically like they deal less damage when they do it. They're dealing 1 target attack to us or an AoE attack to us. They deal less damage. So now 6 is more focused on. It's more streamlined, and it's giving, like, it's easier for you to get everything up and working instead of having to do multiple cards. You can just get by with like barely 1 card, right? And also when you do the ult, you basically have a like instant 3 debuff on the enemy before you do the ult. So you only need 1 more debuff to get the maximum damage from the revelation. So okay. It felt weird at first, but saved. So, and crit death, they're way more heavy than before, because before we had, this is a plus 20%, by the way. Crit death is now 50, it was 30. The reality death was 20, now it's 40. Mental death was 20, now it's 40. So we doubled the effect of the debuff. We keep fracture, which is cool, okay, I guess. Duty now applies 3 buffs instead of 2, so you almost apply all of them. Well, not these, but the buffs. The buffs that you can apply are not changed, seems like, so you can still get penetration rate, incantation might, mental death, reality death, vitalize, ricochet. So they didn't touch his healing. Vitalize is still there. So, but it's going to be easier for you to get everybody buffed. There's a higher chance for everybody to get like a really good buff. Maybe like you do one buff on a support and they get vitalized, easy, right? Or they get some mental death, reality death. Shape of Bones, which is the debuff that he inflicts with the ult, with the debuff card, and with I3. The original debuff does reality death minus 15. When attacked, they take additional Genesis damage equivalent to Getian's 30% of his attack. Now, Shape of Bones can now be stacked up to 3 times. What do they mean by that? Do they mean 45% reality death? Or do they mean 3 turns of Shape of Bones? Shape of Bones. Stacked up, I believe it's like Confusion, right? Is it gonna be like Confusion? 3 round? Are you sure it's 3 round? Duration independent. Okay, so this implies that it's going to be 3 stacks, so it's 45%. So if you do the ult, if you do at the start of the round, you do the debuff and ult, someone is gonna have Shape of Bones tripled on their S. So if the duration is independent, it's like poison. So you can stack poison, but someone is gonna have a 1 turn, someone's gonna have 2 turns. So next turn from 2 stack is gonna be to 1 stack and shit like that. While a Prophecy Foretold is active, which is the domain expansion, at the start of the round, all enemies gain a stack of Shape of Bones for 3 rounds. That's kind of pog. Admonition. What the fuck is admonition? Admonition. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the attack that he does. Okay. The zapping, the thunder. Deal 25% reality damage for each stack of Shape of Bones on the target. If the target has 3 stacks, this attack will critically hit. That is actually pretty fucking good. That is actually good. I already liked Getian, and that's why I picked him up. Does this mean that we're going to get Lucy even stronger now? Because this is one of the good characters that you should be using with Lucy. So Lucy, Getian 6, Vila, or Tooth Fairy. It's gonna be like this even crazier. If this goes to core, if this becomes real, that's kind of insane. Minus, and you know what's funny? What's funny is that's Shape of Bones. That's Shape of Bones. When just the Prophecy, like the domain, allied inside that are reality damage character get 40% damage bonus. Plus the new Shape of Bones, which is reality death minus 45%. So it's like, it's not mathematically, but it's almost like it's an 85% damage buff on Lucy. Okay, yeah, well, it's over, guys. Inside 3, damage dealt bonus increased to 50. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. The old one is... the old one was 20%. So now you're getting 30% more damage bonus and 30% crit rate, which is pretty good. You need to be above 50% HP to get this. When attacking, 10% loss max... Oh, they balanced it. Okay. Why is she losing HP? Ooh. In addition, deals Genesis damage based on lost HP to all enemies when attacked. This is bad. This is bad. I don't like this. Even though you recover lost HP at the end of each round, I still don't like how they're using Genesis damage to make it feel like you are gaining a lot of value, but 10% of max HP on a character that doesn't have many HP to begin with is not going to be a lot. So this whole mechanic is kind of pointless. Where the fuck is Charlie? Where the fuck am I retarded? Oh, there you go. So She has 7k HP. You need to keep her above 50. So let's assume she has 6k, right? She got hit once. She has 6k. 10% is 600 Genesis damage. It's not that much. To everybody or to only one guy? Where is it? To all enemies. I guess it's fine. Like she gets, I think it's fine because she recovers 20% instead of 10. Because this would eventually be, you eventually would be grinded down and it wouldn't help. You would have to heal more than normal, but this is probably going to mitigate it because you get 10% more. You get back what you lost and then you get 10% more. So the fact that she slowly heals by herself, this is pretty good. 10% max of max. Okay, well still 7k, that's 700. It's not bad, but we're talking about, can it critically hit? It cannot critically hit. It feels like something that nobody asked for. It's okay, but it's not something that, I don't know. 700 Genesis damage when attacking though. Maybe that one is pretty good for that. I don't know. Balloon Party. When Balloon Party gains a balloon, all teammates gain a balloon of the same type. Damage dealt increased to 200%. In addition, Balloon of Innocence damage reduction increased to 50%. Okay. Pretty good damage reduction. I'm gonna check the balloon in a second. Coughing Weirdo. If you use a rank 2 or 3, also grants a Balloon Party a layer of Balloon of Innocence. Okay. So the balloon is... it doesn't sound crazy, but we'll see. Balloon of Innocence is 25% damage taken reduction, which is now 50. And the balloon of the same type. So whenever she gains a balloon... So she gains a Balloon of Innocence, everybody gets a Balloon of Innocence. She gains a party balloon, everybody gets a party balloon, right? So party balloon is 200% now, which means that is Balloon's party reality defense 200% of her reality defense. So if she was this would be 1.2k. 1.2k Genesis damage. And now everybody has a balloon. Whenever she has a balloon, everybody has a balloon. So for the party balloon, everybody is going to retaliate when they get hit. Retaliate with 1.2k or more, because I don't have a side tube, or more. 1.4, 1.3, 1.4-ish. Remove. How do I remove it? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay. Decent. It's still low damage, but it's a healer, you know? She doesn't have to shit on everybody. Bkornblume. After attacking, allies inflicts 1 layer of focus weaken. Minus 1% reality defense per second. Well, no, per second. What is that? What the fuck is that? PS? Per stack. Oh, per stack. Per second. Holy. Per stack. To their target. It's kind of worded weirdly, but if Bkornblume attacks targets with 20 stacks of focus weaken, she gains 1 Moxie. Alright. Okay. So she gets more reality death. She applies more reality death debuff. Allies inflicts 1 layer. Does it mean that she attacks, and if you're on a 3-man, you're going to apply 3 stacks, 3 layers until 20? We don't know if it can be dispelled or not, and it probably can. If she's attacking someone that has 20 stacks, it becomes 1 Moxie. Okay. All right. Well, sure. Kind of whatever. But Bkorn was already good. So, Desert Flannel. Inside 3, upon entering combat, now grants allies 1 Moxie for every beast character on the team. Didn't she already do that? Oh, she gives the Moxie to the allies as well. Or she doesn't gain the Moxie, but now instead of her gaining it, the allies gain it. Okay, right, cool. When allies other than Desert Flannel cast their ultimate, Desert Flannel and the character in position 1, if beast, gain 1 Moxie. Alright. Kinda mid improvement. Still decent, okay. Kinda decent. Alright, and there it is. The final one. Eagle. Between superficiality and reality. This attack also enjoys leech rate 50%. What the fuck is that? The ult? It is. Leech rate 50% and penetration rate. So she has critical rate. Exceed critical rate is also converted. And she has leech rate and pen. Okay. When other allies cast their ultimate, Eagle cast... What the fuck? That's... What? What the fuck? When other allies cast their ultimate, Eagle casts her ult on their primary target. Okay. Okay. Follow-up ultimate. Looks like... Jesus. Right. Okay, well, that's kind of crazy. We can see a lot of crazy shit in raids. So those were the buffs. Let me know what you guys think in the comments and stuff like that. Sorry for the Charlie moment. The Charlie moment was a little confusing because, you know, there's a lot of confusion between, like, you know, translating CN into English. What did they mean by that? What does this mean? So there's a little bit of confusion. If you know anything or if you have any fix, let me know in the comments, okay? So thank you for watching and see you next time.